Hello, everyone. We are live with a Season 14 top 8 game between Azza, aka Loaded Dice, and Kurtis. We have Azza's team here. It's a Hydra slash Cabal dual affiliated list. And we saw it before. His previous game, I believe, was streamed. Or one of his previous games were streamed. Pretty cool. Running Malekith. Haven't seen him in a hot minute. We have Kurtis's team here playing Hellfire. All right, and we're gonna get the show on the road here. Hey Joe, thanks for joining. Yeah, this game I did not want to miss. Kurtis is my friend, and also he. I'm just obsessed with MCP. Okay, all right. Also, Malekith's here, which is very interesting. Here, we'll see how it goes. There's also Thanos, of course. So we'll see which of these kaiju come out. What do we get here? We had Kurtis has one priority, and he gets Scoundrels versus Researcher. 20 threat or 15 threat? What's gonna happen here? Oh man, let's see. That's kind of crazy. 20 versus 15. Joe, you're thanks for joining stream. Every time Joe joins the stream, researcher gets pulled. So it's like Joe and researcher, your fates are intertwined. Okay. Oh man, that's pretty funny. It feels like every time. All right. So yeah, Azza will be picking threat here. 15 means he can do a few things. Like he could play Malekith. He could play Malekith Hulk Bullseye is like a pretty cool one. You've got so then you have, is that right? Oh yeah, you could play then Malekith Red Skull Zemo. That gets you a fourth body, right? The grunts for Red Skull. And then let's see what other options you have. You've got Thanos. Thanos Red Skull is 13 plus a 2, so Bob, you could play Hydra with Bob and Thanos and Red Skull and that. Yeah, you could play, this is all 15s though. I mean, you obviously got unaffiliated options too. Zemo and Thanos is you could play some weenies and shit like Zemo, Thanos, Bullseye, Bob. You could play, that's pretty interesting because you play without the Cabal leadership. But you could play Dark Rain. Oh, I guess you don't have, Dark Rain isn't in the list. Oh, there it is. Okay, my bad. It is in the list. So, one thing that's interesting is that Malekith doesn't have any of his own tactic cards. Like, he doesn't have Bifrost and he doesn't have Midnight Phantasmagoria. Mike, I told my wife I'd let her sleep in today. Oh, God. Oh, man. You know what I do, Mike, is typically when I want to watch a stream and my wife wants me to just like hang out with her, just like chill out. It's usually I'm having to rub her feet. All right, that's a little inside baseball situation here. All right, I have to like sit there and like give her a massage while I watch the games. Uh, it's the sacrifices I'm willing to make. Oh, God. All right. Yeah, so interesting. Did they say what threat they're playing on? They did not say what threat. Okay, so it's going to be a mystery. We're going to figure it out as soon as they get their rosters deployed. Azza is playing from Australia. He's the lone Oceanic bracket survivor here. And Kurtis is the central bracket. Did Azza win the Oceanic bracket? I think he might have because he does really well. He plays this game. He's consistently at the end of the events, either qualified or about to qualify or just came up short. Like he's like always in the bubble, and he's made I believe he's made cuts before, or he's like second chance maybe. I should have checked, but Azza is a great player, and Kurtis of course is a good player. He's back-to-back central bracket champion. And, yeah. Alright. Yeah, seeing how Kurtis handles 15 researcher. I'm confident Kurtis thought about how to handle this because it's like he's put a lot of thought into everything in general, but I think he doesn't want he hasn't made the top 4 before, and he's come very close. So yeah, so he really wants this one, I would imagine, if I was in Kurtis's shoes. Can't ever sleep on Oceania. Morgan dominated, coming from that region. And 2022 LBO runner-up was from there. Oh, interesting. That's very. I didn't know that the. I didn't know the runner-up from 2022 was LVO was also from down under. All right, 15. We get the Malekith, Red Skull, Master of Hydra, Baron Zemo combo, Recal, Advanced R&D, Smash, Brace, Dark Rain, Bill, Ultron, Okoye, Amma, Sack, Age of Ultron, Recal, Hellfire Club, Brace for Impact. All right. Very interesting here. A similar sort of setup. It feels like a very sort of similar setup to what we saw in the TTS finals. Except like it was of course different lists, but it was ultimately the big factors were it was a less wide team, which happened to be Thanos, Red Skull 3, and Baron Zemo, versus a 4-wide team that ran Ultron as their beater, and they played Age basically as like to support Ultron. And now we're seeing Red Skull and Baron Zemo in this matchup with Malekith instead, a different Red Skull, and we're seeing the Hellfire leadership instead of the Red Skull or instead of a Red Skull 3 leadership on this side. So what is going on here? They had okay, so Kurtis is opting to drop his leader. No, I'm just kidding. I think they're getting a new card out of the tray. So, all right. Did Kurtis calculate his points right? 8. Oh no. Did Kurtis calculate his points right? 5. Hold on. I'm like 6. Okay, yeah, he did. Okay. In the rule book, if you in the rules of this event, if you build a bigger team than you were supposed to, okay. They're 15. Yeah, that's like, all right. For a brief moment there, I was like, oh my gosh, did he commit the worst possible mistake? Okay. In roster building, no, I'm. Okay. Whew. I'll calm down. Yeah, exactly. Definitely, it was a bug tray thing. They are playing from 11. I think it's hold on. It's a 12-hour difference where they are. So that's kind of crazy. They're basically on opposite ends of the entire planet. All right. So Kurtis had priority here. He will also be going last in this round because he'll have 4 activations to Aza's 3. That's interesting. The grunts on Ultron's side might impact that, right? So he actually has 4. He has like 4.5 characters on Kurtis' side and like 3.5 characters on Aza's side. If you obviously that's not technically correct, but the grunts will make priority shifting a little more complicated than normal. yeah, there's this season they have locked rosters. So at the beginning of the top 32, or sorry, at the beginning of the top cut, so anyone who went 5-1 or 1 second chance, they had to lock in their rosters to play in the elimination rounds of the league. And now that we have had a massive change to the tactic cards, there the vote that the players chose to do is that they chose to re allow themselves to make any changes they want to their teams and then relock their rosters. And that's happening next week. So in the final four, all of these, we do see some cards here that have been rotated out of the game. They've got that spider symbol on them, and they're not going to be able to be used next round for the semifinals or the finals because they have been rotated out of the game, or rotated. They've just been rotated. And so this is the last game in this event where they're playing these cards. Lots of big changes means there's a lot of unknowns now. What's the best thing is in question a little bit. We'll see. I'm sure that in a few months there's enough brains dedicated to finding the best thing that it will show up. All right, just do what I do and just follow along to see what the players that do well start playing, and then just copy that. And yeah, or you can do what the 2022 version of me, who was less tired, did, and was beat your head against the wall until you and try a bunch of different things, and just like take two awesome things and just jam them together, and just that's pretty. All right, that's what I used to do. I'm tired now. So I just copy players like Kurtis, and it usually does well for me. All right, so we have Okoye moving up to within one of the evac points, so and in cover. She's not breaking line of sight. It's a size 2. Okay, I should say that basically all the models are deployed essentially. There's nothing really else to say. Bill is cross deployed against Malekith and Ultron against Red Skull 2. And so Okoye went to the evac point, and you'd say, well, why would she do that? The evac point is worth 0 points. Well, in Hellfire, you want all of your models that can earn victory points, except for Emma. You want all of them on secures or extracts so that you can gain power from the leadership and heal your characters from the leadership. Emma isn't required to be on either of those things in order to have the leadership work the way it works for her specifically. So that's why Okoye is on the evac point. She's setting up for a future turn where she moves in onto the researcher and protects her team from alpha strikes from Aza's side. So in response to Okoye being deployed there, we had the grunts. The Red Skull 3 grunts have moved onto the researcher, and Red Skull 2 has been moved onto a home ambush token on the secure, which will give him an ability to move up and attack next round. If Aza, he also played advanced R&D, which gave Malekith an extra power and Baron Zemo an extra power. These things have allowed Baron Zemo to have enough power to charge, and same with Malekith to ferocity. So he's basically just like using this Red Skull activation to set up the ability to put some attacks into Kurtis's team on round 1. Emma has now moved up to within range with Okoye and has put a 4 dice attack into the grunts. This 4 dice attack has done 2 damage, I believe, and she also got an advance trigger on the grunts as well because she rolled a hit wild. This will allow her to advance the grunts off of the researcher, and looks like Kurtis is eyeing up the ability to body block Malekith to make his ability to charge and the range that he can charge a little annoying. Pretty annoying. Malekith has a large base, so he can't fit everywhere, and when you put a medium base in his basically perfect landing spot for the maximum movement he could obtain, it is a significant amount of annoyance, I would say. So that's what Kurtis is thinking. The other option could have been to bring the Hydro Troopers closer, but you don't really have. I think you want to put. I think he's going to jam Ultron on the point, or try to. That might be his thinking, and he doesn't have time to attack the troopers. Basically, he needs a double move. The grunts may have been able to. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking he could bring them in for the grunts to attack, but leaving them on 1 as well makes it awkward for, like, if Red Skull 2 activates early, the grunts will have only 1 health potentially, or probably, and then they're easy to take off the board and clear that VP clear them from contesting a VP very easily. So looks like Azza has responded to that with putting Baron Zemo in the middle of the board. All right, All right, so yeah, Mike in the chat saying you love the Lucas Tripper leader stuff. Yeah, it was really fun. I think that playing different leaders, like playing just jamming a bunch of good stuff into a list together, it helps. I think it helps generally. It helps you find out what your actual. What does it do? It just makes you think about roster building a lot more because you just have to. If you build a triple affiliated list, you have to like justify it, or to some degree, and Azza's built has a double here, and but yeah, you have to justify it to some degree, or else it's like why what's the point in building a dual affiliate list if you don't get any benefit from switching sides? You're just cutting off your last few pieces on your favorite affiliation of the two, like your tech pieces. So I have typically like to dual affiliate a very strong scenario team with a very strong attrition team, and then what would I say about that? I would just say that the options to play either become more clear, that you understand when you have to play which ones. But anyway, this Hydra Cabal thing might have just been more of, maybe he just wants to play Malekith every game, and like if he has to play a scenario team, he's pivoted to like a Hydra. That's probably like the kind of thing. All right. The best thing is the existing best thing, but even better. Okay, that's Joe's take on how things have changed with the new rotation. Yeah. Okay, we've got my mic is muted. Hello, can you... no, okay. I'm not sure what you're saying. All right, they figured it out. All right, they're okay. Someone's mic was muted. All right, they figured it out. All right. Twelve hour difference in game time here. They're on the clock too. No, I don't think this game is. Let's see. Will this game go to clock? I doubt it, because there's so few activations. That's why it wouldn't, right? If we were playing 20 threat here, the risk of clock would be much more likely. We saw Zemo come up to the point. I already mentioned this on Azza's side, and then we had Bill move up to the researcher as well. So the one thing that Azza could have done here is he could have passed, because Ultron and the drones had not gone yet, and that's 2 models, and Malekith is only a single model. And so he could have passed and it would have let Malkith go first, but here's the thing. I can see why he didn't, because Bill is already contesting the point and like already in range for Malkith to move and then charge into on the midline. So here we're seeing the charge. This is a big roll here. Part of Az's plan is basically to part of Az's plan is to one-shot Bill, or like take him out quickly, and then take him out quickly again. Oh yeah, that's a good call. Thanks, Cookie, for joining the chat. The Ultron Beam coming up next round is could be brutal. Could be absolutely brutal. Yes. And we see 4 successes, no pierce, into 1 block on Bill. So we're seeing that would be paid down to reduce into 2. He's going to get a throw into Bill here, which Bill, I'm sure, will pay to take nothing on. And then he'll get his advance trigger. So this is very interesting. As Cookie mentioned, the beam is coming up. So let's see if Bill puts himself in beam range, or if he looks like he is. I think so. I think we're seeing are we seeing a mistake? Kurtis is thinking about the Okoye bubble, and he's not thinking about, and he's maybe wants to keep room for Ultron. So he looks like he's going to be. So that's Malkith done. Malkith put 2 damage into Bill, and yeah, let's see how this goes. We're going to see, looks like we're going to see a score of 1-0 for Azza if Ultron ends up double moving onto this point here, because Red Skull's on this Scoundrel, and we're going to see a 2-2 split on healthy characters on the middle/researcher point. So it's it's a clump. It's quite the clump here. Let's see what Ultron does. Ultron drones end up doing. Are they going to just jam themselves in? They do have flight. You do not want to body block Ultron, so I think you're just going to put them within 2 of Zemo. Yeah, there it is. Hitting the grunts is optional, but like it's getting the actual character models. So he's gonna exactly. Kurtis is doing the right thing here. He's jamming up the Ultron drones as close as he can to the close as he can to the troopers, knowing he's within 2 of Zemo. And it looks like after hitting the terrain, hitting Malkith, and being stuck there, he was just able to fit it in. So Kurtis just able to fit it in. All right. He's about, I would imagine Kurtis is thinking about triggering the leadership. So, or maybe not even thinking about it, right? It comes so naturally. I'm sure he's played so many ranked games of Hellfire here. It's like he's out of 2 on Okoye on Ultron. So he can't bodyguard with. There's the leadership going up. Kurtis can't bodyguard attacks into Ultron with Okoye. However, he does have age, so I'm not sure if he's too worried about it at this point in time. So yeah, here we go. Let's see if the beam comes out. The cover here might be the one thing that might deter the beam, right? Okoye having cover, getting the reroll. Emma Frost having 4 Mystic Defense, I believe. So yeah, she's got 5 Mystic Defense and cover. Means that Azza's looking for spikes, basically, if that's the case. Remember, if Azza gets a daze here, he can heal Red Skull too, bring him up into the mix, and with a short move, and give him an extra power, so we can set him up really well. You could also open with Zemo instead, with who has a Master Swordsman ability right now. He's got the 2 power for that, and if you do that, you can. So there's no one on Kurtis's team that will like slow down Az's attacks. Like there's no staggers. It's really only disruption through displacement, or of course if you daze or KO. So that's I'm not there's like no stagger options that I see. Oh, sorry. Emma does Emma has some doesn't she have something on her spender? No. Okay, no. Yes. It's through displacement or damage is how Kurtis is looking to control Az's team or take the win. Basically, this is going to be, of course, a bloodbath. Azza doesn't have any way. Sorry, Azza doesn't have any way to. What am I trying to say? Doesn't have any way to take power away or stop the power gain from the damage he deals to Kurtis's team. This means that as long as Kurtis doesn't do some bad math counting, he will be able to play Age of Ultron. So I think what I'm seeing here is Azza's considering attacking into the Ultron drones, who are in range 2, so there's no cover or anything like that. If he gets 2 attacks into the drones and takes them out, it means that Red Skull will get to advance short, heal, and gain power, like I mentioned before, which would put him in range to get a double attack sequence for his activation. Azza's get 4 successes here with the crit coming in, and we got 2 blocks, so this is 2 damage on the Ultron drones. That does get them, and they will blow up. So this means that the grunts, well, it's a very interesting sequence there. The grunts will then die, and then Malekith will take a damage, and Zemo will take a damage. There's no healing. So important to note that there's no healing on Azza's side other than the leadership. So he's gonna want to keep he's gonna want to keep snowballing this situation here, and so getting a daze on Bill, for example, would be very significant. Look at this like this red cape situation coming from Kurtis here. He's got both of his red cape guys frontlining here. That's pretty interesting. And then you got Emma in the back with her white cape. Okoye unfortunately doesn't have a cape, but man, this is almost like Cape the affiliation, right? So, all right, Red Skull here with his black cape or cloak, I guess. And who's he going into? He's going into Ultron perhaps here, because I think Okoye might consider bodyguarding if 4 dice. I don't know. Oh, look at this. Only 5. What's going on with the? What's he roll? Why is he rolling so little? He's rolling 6. He did rerolls from Zemo. He must have missed and rolled from Zemo, which is 5 successes into 2 blocks. Pays 1, so he only takes 2 on Bill. Cover from the scoundrel is what reduces that even further. So, yeah, now we're seeing Okoye bodyguard the second one. She has cover. She has cover from the piece, and she gets rerolls. 6 into 2. There's the 3. She lives on 1. That's crazy. She has 3 blocks because of cover, and Red Skull blocked. Red Skull through. He got a perfect roll here. 6. He uses the short advance to return back to his scoundrel, and he looks like he's trying to get outside of range of Ultron threat. Red Skull 2 is currently in his mystic form. This means that Ultron can zap him with that a 6 dice attack, range 4, and that's why Red Skull's wanted to get in cover, so he could minimize the problem there. This is basically, I think, Kurtis is probably very happy with this situation here. His 2 threat took an attack from the 5 threat, from a third of Azza's list, and survived. And then of course Bill took only 2 damage, which 1 will be healed off from the leadership trigger that will happen. That will probably happen at the top of this, or at the end of this activation that Kurtis has here. So, I mean, my guess here is you get brace, you burn brace right now is what I would consider, and then you play, you attack, you just do 2 attacks with Bill here. Um, yeah, the smash card is interesting here because you need to play it on a size or a character or smaller for Azza has smash, and Malekith is size 4. The 2 big pieces of terrain here, this hauler and the other hauler right beside him, are both size 4, so he can't smash those. He can only smash the piece behind him, and I don't think Kurtis is gonna like keep the researcher in a spot where like Azza would be able to smash and stand on the researcher. Like probably, I don't imagine that would be the case. So he might have to smash a size 2, basically, is what that's, which is like, obviously 1 die isn't the end of the world, but um, yeah. Anyway, let's see what Bill does here. Bill is like a great kaiju hunter. Like Malekith has flight too. Like you could throw Malekith, burn the brace, do a builder, depending on where you end up. If you get any power from that, you could then throw that 6 dice with double rerolls into Malekith and maybe get a shock on him, which would slow down. So we're seeing, all right. So we're seeing the spender go to Malekith first. Interesting. I would have, if he does the throw and tries to burn brace, I would have tried to consider doing that first. He gets the wild. That was big for Kurtis, and he rolled 4 with 2 rerolls. Zemo's got a reroll for Malekith. 5 into 1. Malekith takes 4. That was massive for Kurtis's side here. And maybe, okay, so either way, I was gonna say you throw brace now because Azza would have to deal with a lot of unknowns if he did that, and if he doesn't, like but this is also a tough position now because if he burns brace, if he throws Malekith now, he Azza is incentivized to play brace because Malekith doesn't want to take even more damage and be that much closer. So he is paying 3. Let's see if he's throwing Malekith or if he's range 2 of the truck or what he wants to do here. But I would imagine you'd try to throw Malekith into Zemo. But let's see which one he did. This is a roll. So Malekith is taking. Looks like Malekith is rolling against the hauler, and he takes 3 more. With a reroll from oh, hold on. What's the reroll from? I'm not sure what the reroll is from here. Was this an attack? Oh, this was an attack. This was a spender. Oh, okay, my bad. This was a spender. He was looking for the hit crit wild. Yes, there we go. Thank you. King Mark in the chat. He rolled 6 into 2, takes 4. That gets him exactly. That's absolutely killer. Bill, I told you. He's the kaiju hunter. When Bill came on the scene, I wanted to quit playing Malekith. It was that much harder to play Malekith. All right. I think he gets him, right? 6 into 2 is 4. There's nothing to do. He can recal. He can. Oh, so that's what they're doing. He's doing a recal. Yes, Joe. Yes, exactly. Recalibration matrix. So both players are going to reroll all their dice. Kurtis is rolling 1 less though, because he had a skull. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How did he get 10? Hold on. Blue had 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, okay. So Kurtis did have 10 dice, and it was worse. The recalibration was yeah, yeah. That was the opposite effect to what you would expect out of playing recal, but it is possible to happen. I will be right back. If you guys can hear my birds, you should say something. All right. All right, all right. My birds were just doing their yapping thing. What do I want to say? Yeah, if you hear something, say something about that's about my birds. Okay, so Zemo is now going and he's charging into Emma, And what does he get here? Oh, he is not getting what he wants. This is going heavily in Kurtis's favor in round 2 at the current moment in time. Oh, I have this message from a while back. Mike said Kurtis has theory crafted 15 versus Guardians of the Galaxy and Thanos Cabal a ton. I wonder how much he actually played into Mal Cabal. Post changes, you rarely see it. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's right, Patrick. All right. So we have Okoye bodyguarding this attack from Zemo here, and she's blocked 1. And look at that roll from Zemo. It is just not connecting. Yeah, Joe, you're calling it. I've seen players call it before on my chat, and it not work out. But I agree with the what you're basically saying is that the game has swung to a probably like somewhere in the 80 to 90% likelihood of Kurtis winning based on where we're currently standing. But you know what? The best games are the ones that to watch and to stream and all of that are the ones where the other player finds those breakthroughs and keeps the game from being over. Those are the ones that are incredible. Kurtis and Schmid, who both well, Kurtis is playing this game, and Schmid, who has qualified for the top 4, both played in the finals of another event, the lunch meet events. I have that game on my YouTube channel, and it was a down to the last activation type of game, which is really what you want to see, and it was pretty epic. So yeah. Okay. So Baron Zemo did get a Koye there, which did get a leadership trigger. It would have gotten a leadership trigger. However, there were no more viable targets for because Malekith has already dazed and Red Skull has already used the leadership. So it meant that Zemo didn't have anything for them. Zemo is only has 0 power, so next round he can't charge. However, the leadership that Asa would hopefully be able to utilize would the leadership would give him an extra power. So all right, Ultron moving to within range 2 of Okoye and setting up for next round. Basically, he's already won the researcher, so he doesn't need to leave 2 characters on it, and he's also done the leadership already this turn, so he doesn't need to worry about Ultron like being on the point by the end of the round. And what he's doing is he knows where the researcher is gonna go next round. Kurtis is playing. He's playing for round 3 now that round 2 has gone his way, and it's only his characters left to go. He's encephalo beaming Baron Zemo off of the Scoundrel with Ultron. Ultron hasn't made any attacks, so his grunt's blowing up there and gave him 3 power. That's why he's has 5 power round 2 and hasn't done a single attack. And now he's doing his 6 dice energy attack into Zemo. 1 success. Zemo rolls nothing. So let's see if he is able to. He is blocking nothing. So 1 damage goes through. Ultron gains a power, and he does have a throw online. I think he's probably going to utilize it. It's interesting that he could have played. He's gonna throw this size 4 terrain. He's looking at it. Oh, he's measuring off of Bill. I don't know why. I don't know what the thinking is there, but whoa, hold on. Did you measure that off Ultron? Fuck, Jesus. All right, man. I look like okay. All right, so maybe it was the angle. Maybe he was just okay. It looked to me like he measured off of Bill for a second there. I can't. I can't. Sorry. All right. I. All right. So interesting that he didn't throw the terrain first, right? He could have thrown the terrain at Zemo with that 0 power, but maybe he's doesn't matter. He just like the amount of output here, the snowballing type situation he's dealing with. And or so we have Emma here going now. Emma is going into Baron Zemo, and it gets him with 2 into 1, so 1 more damage into Baron Zemo. Baron Zemo's dazed, Malekith is dazed, and Red Skull is on the back scoundrel here. So he wins the researcher. Kurtis wins the researcher, is probably going to put it within range of Ultron and Beta Ray Bill. So it's now 3-2. Asa scores another 1 VP for Red Skull, and but Kurtis scores 3 for the central scoundrel and the 2 on the researcher. All right, before we get right into round 2 here, I just want to say that in next month, I myself along with Merzane are hosting a Mojo Ball event. It's going to be pretty exciting. We're going to stream as many games as we can. It's going to be just like this, just a one-off novelty event. I have the trophy that is like almost done for whoever wins it. It's going to be 4 groups of 8, all playing to win their spot in the semifinals of the entire event. So it's going to be a drafting system where 4 pods of 8 players draft their rosters, play against each other, and then of the winners of each pod will then play to determine who is the ultimate Mojo Ball champion. And we got the event, very cool, has been capped out at 32, so we have a lot of players there, and that'll be happening next month or so. It's a good spot to play it because it'll be right in the middle of the TTS season break, and it'll be wrapping up by the first or second week of the TTS league, when there's only like 4 players remaining or so. So that's pretty cool, and yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how silly the game is. We're not here to play. We're getting further and further away from chess. If you guys, if you know what I'm saying here, all right. It's just gonna be dumb, basically, but it's gonna be fun. And the cool thing about the game is there's no affiliations. You're gonna pick from one of 3 leaderships, but like that are built into the game. And so there's no affiliation ties at all. So you're gonna see ideally you're gonna see combinations of characters that you probably haven't seen before, and there's gonna be maybe some fun little synergy things that happen. I think that's really what it's all about. We're looking for some cool moments in that. But anyway, this is we're back here in the top of 3 here. Kurtis has moved the researcher to right into the red cape. The red cape buddies here with Ultron and Beta Ray Bill. So Asa has priority. Malekith is injured. He just needs to attack a bunch of things. Ultron is within 2 of Okoye. Beta Ray Bill is within 2 of Okoye. I think he should be, based on where... I don't think he's moved, right? And he was within 2 of Okoye previously, so he must be. Emma's within 2 of Okoye. Asa just needs to... Unfortunately, the unfortunate situation here is Asa needs to one-shot his way out of this one. So that's always tough. And you basically never one-shot a character when you need to. That's my experience. Okay, so... It's always when you don't expect it, right? Okay. Oh, man. This is a spender from Malekith into Emma, who then is likely going to bodyguard this. But you know what? Like, maybe she doesn't. Maybe she just takes the 2 and it's going on. All right, there we go. Yeah. You're going to keep her there, because if Emma flips over, it's like not the end of the world. But it's like you're really there to support Ultron and Beta Ray Bill type of thing. All right, so big hits here. Emma is donezo. Oh, none of those converted, but he still has 8 out of 8 to 2, 8 to 1 plus cover, so that'd be 6. So it didn't matter. Emma took 4 and goes down. That's a placement effect on that spender. The Butcher of Thors. Placed within 1 after the attack is resolved. So we've got a leadership trigger, and we have a leadership trigger to go, and then we have a leadership the placement off of the spender to go. So this is where he could utilize Baron Zemo's reroll on his following attack here. But he did get the one shot, his first one shot. Oh yeah, there you go, Mike. Congrats on winning that event then, Shang-Chi. I don't know. Did Shang-Chi win you the tournament, or did you bringing Shang-Chi win you the tournament? Right? You're the one who chose to put Shang-Chi in your roster, and you're the one who chose to bring him and put him on the table. So who really won that event? I don't think Shang-Chi did. All right. Shang-Chi can't pilot a Marvel Crisis Protocol list. Okay, all right, whatever. So Malkus is placing range 1 off of Emma here. Get that Zemo reroll. You're looking for, so you do have enough power here for another Malekith spender. It would give you 1 extra die. So maybe, are you looking for a risky beam here to try to just try to spike even higher, or here's the leadership trigger that Zemo is going to take. No matter what Malekith does, though, Okoye will bodyguard something. So it just depends on what attack sequence he does. Malekith, it's interesting because this team is this team is so there's only 3 of them, right? There's 3 bodies. But you have, something cool about it is that you have so many different attack types across the 3 characters and the grunt. And you've got, of course, Zemo is only physical. But then you have the grunts who do energy attacks. Then you've got Red Skull with physical, and he does have the option on his spender to go energy or mystic, so he's got all 3. Of course, the play pattern is almost always the blitz strike, but you do have the option. And then Malekith, of course, has all 3 attack types on his card. So it's a pretty interesting list. This team was I think it was the best team in the game at a certain point. I was playing this when it was very strong. And yeah, it's obviously Malekith got tuned down is what changed things with card rotations and restrictions too, slowly limiting the power of this team over time. But it had quite its moment in the sun. So it's cool to see it back here, but the Ultron, it's funny because Ultron with age, this new Ultron, has been one of the defining factors of the attrition meta. And he is now also getting tuned down because the Age of Ultron has been rotated out. So he becomes this character that is seemingly unkillable, and he is now back to being a 14 health model with no damage reduction. So he's very susceptible to being KO'd in the new meta that is yet to be discovered. We have Malekith rolling, and he unfortunately, so it looks like he smashed the size 2, I believe. Yes, he did. And then he rolled 10 dice, and he rolled 3 successes. So unfortunately, that's just not what you need. This is like, this is just like the old, the 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 fighter on his like retirement fight almost. Malekith being that fighter versus the a veteran of the game, Ultron. He's been in it for a while. Obviously not as much as the fighter on the cusp of retirement, but he's been put through the ringer. Ultron has, and you know what? He's definitely past his prime. Right, with his card rotating out, he's definitely on the tail end of his journey as a MCP character. But he's not done yet. All right. this is this match is gonna send Malekith into retirement, permanent retirement. Oh man. Yeah, that is not a good sign. There was a boxing fight on in this previous evening here, and it was Jake Paul. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Jake Paul, but who's the Jake Paul of MCP? Okay, like characters, not people, of course. I mean, I'm referring to the characters in the game. All right. Anyway, the just a really dumb character that just picks on the characters that are just picks on other characters that are past their prime. Basically, that's what Jake Paul does. All right, yeah, and Mike, yeah, who's just like the bare knuckle brawler of MCP. That'd be God, what's his last name? He was just crap. Anyway, Ultron going into Malekith has put the bleed and poison on him and has pushed through 2 damage. I just saw that. What's that freaking? What's the guy's name? He's just fought. Okay, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. I don't follow boxing close enough to know. Mike, are you okay? Or it could be Mike Tyson. You might be referring to. Who's the Mike Tyson of MCP? I'm personally a big fan of mixed martial arts, and I watch most of the UFC pay-per-views. So I just like it's a fun little game I have where I like compare my 2 hobbies together kind of thing. I mean, I don't do martial arts. I just watch them. Mike Perry, yes, that's right. Mike Perry is a bare knuckle brawler. Hmm. Just I mean, it's like the Luke Cage comparison is just like very top, very like that's the easiest way. That's the easiest comparison I would make to Mike Perry. Just like in the mix, but yeah, bare knuckle is the best place for Perry. Exactly. Yeah, it is. Okay. Mike Perry was filling in for Mike Tyson. Jake Paul was supposed to fight Mike Tyson. But anyway, back to this game. All right, I just ramble on about hobbies that MCP players care very little about. All right, so let's see here. We have Az's Malekith did not connect on the attack, the smash attack, and now Ultron has put damage into Malekith and also put bleed and poison into him. So now it's Az's turn to respond. He's looking. Ultron's already gone, so it's got Beta Ray Bill and Okoye. See. He's looking at a charge from Zemo if he goes with Zemo here. There's no. Let's see. What would Bill do? Basically, it's like my question I would have is what would Bill do if he gets to activate? Bill would probably move and displace someone, I would imagine, right? I imagine Kurtis is looking to move Bill, throw Red Skull, move Bill back, which would be a classic Kurtis move, right? That's like 2 move actions and a character throw is Kurtis's bread and butter. He lives for that. All right, we're going with Red Skull, or Azza's going with Red Skull first here. He's deployed the grunts. They have 1 action because they come out staggered. So he is going to move within range 4 of Okoye. That puts the grunts in a spot where they can Hydra energy weapons Okoye next round. Okoye also has a range 4 attack too, so it does give them the ability to maybe be taken out. However, the cover that they get is probably enough to keep that chance reasonably low. And also they score a VP here if they don't get damaged. So it's overall the definitely the best decision to make there. Bill is currently, it says he's not on this scoundrel. I think Kurtis measured range 1 from it. So I would be surprised if he wasn't actually on the scoundrel. And Beta Ray Bill rolls the exact roll you're looking for when you play him. Sometimes he rolls 4 blanks, and sometimes he rolls every single dice is a success, basically. He does 5 into cover, pays, hold on, this is 3, 5 into 3, which means that 4 with cover, so takes 1. Bill could pay 1 to take nothing, but Bill opts to take a damage here in order to gain a 5th power, knowing that the leadership has already been used, but it gives him the extra power needed to be able to shock, or to, I guess we'll do more things, right? More power, more things. So Kurtis wanted to get to 5 power rather than pay 1 to go down to 3. And now he's doing the spender into Malekith again, and he rolls 4 into Malekith, blocking what looks like is 2. Hold on. But nope, he didn't pay for skull, so he's rolling 3. He takes 3. Now Beta Ray Bill is doing it again. He's just doing another shock attack, and he rolls nothing this time. Let's see what the rerolls convert to him. He's looking for the shock. If Malekith stays alive, the shock condition is money, and he doesn't get it. So Beta Ray Bill not having the activation that he wanted, but you can't really complain when you put 3 damage on Malekith on his injured side. And Malekith bleeding with 2 health left means that he... Oh man, could Okoye do it? I'm getting flashbacks. Of course, Okoye was able to 1-round a Thanos for the victory in the Season 3 finals. So, which was absurd. I wasn't around at the time. I joined into the online meta in around Season 6. Sorry, that's not right. Yeah, Season 6 is when I started paying attention. So that was before my time, but Okoye might do it again. Hold on. Okay, I just remembered that I've got the option here to do something funny. All right, let's see if this happens. Let's see if I can make this work. Alright. Shit. If you guys heard that, I'm sorry. Maybe. Alright, here we go.
Koye does it again.
Okay. Alright, that was bad. Alright, I don't know if you guys heard that, but... Alright, what are we seeing here? We're seeing Baron Zemo attack here. And we're seeing 6 into 2. It puts Bill into... Let's see here. Yeah, puts 2 on Bill. And he gets a bleed condition. No, he's immune to bleed. So he almost had a bleed condition. Okay. So now I meant to do this earlier. But let's see here.
Yeah, I haven't seen the tabling since yesterday.
Okay, alright, that's funny. Those are, so this is that whole this whole soundboard thing is new to me. I forgot that it was even a feature in the game. Or feature in Discord chats. So yeah, if you're in the Discord chat, you can, soundboard features exist and you can use them. I think everyone in the Discord chat actually hears it too, so it's not one of these things where it's like you play it and only you can hear it, I think. But I'm going to level up my streaming game with these, that's for sure. All right. Oh man, I forgot I had a telestrator. Okay, all right. Next game we'll get the telestrator out. All right. I should have got that early on. Dang. All right. So we're seeing Zemo go again into Bill, it looks like. And we're seeing not a lot of success here. Did he pay for marks? Oh no, Okoye bodyguarded it. Yes. Yeah, that's right. The Okoye bodyguards this for one success. She counts blanks, so wow, Zemo just rolled absolute doo-doo. And he only got one success into Okoye. Okoye is doing a spender here, going into Malekith. So this is a 5 dice with a wild pierce, wild flurry. And what do we see? Oh, Kurtis just rolls. This is kind of dumb. Wow, that's crazy. He loses. Even Malekith dies no matter what here. Oh sorry, he has a reroll. He's got rerolls, so he could crit this and get to 3 blocks. Did he not pay power for the? And yeah, he goes. Wow, Okoye. Oh man, oh man.
Koei does it again.
Okay, Okoye does it again. Oh, that's kind of crazy. Wow. And she's got a flurry trigger. Yeah, that's right. The tiger was stabbed by the spirit. Exactly. Boom, right in the chest. Round 3. We're in round 3, guys. Yeah, Kurtis has just been basically everything has gone basically his way. I saw one Ultron attack, or like a couple. I've seen 2 attacks whiff, but like, dude, when you roll 5 successes on a 5 dice attack from Okoye, you know that things are going your way, for sure. If you're moving Okoye out of bodyguard range for the majority of your team, things are going your way. Or I mean, maybe not. I mean, in this case, uh, yeah, if Kurtis opts to move Okoye away from his team, um, it means that the game is nearing its conclusion. Yeah, yeah, that's right. The drones will eventually make their way back. Not this round though, so Okoye just moves on to the researcher and just stays there, protect her team. I mean, Red Skull, a series of one shots can change this from being seemingly lost to all of a sudden, how did I win? I mean, like, I can't believe I won type of situation. But of course, that's a lot of dice math have to go heavily in your favor and not in your opponent's favor. But it can happen. That is for sure. The game is not over technically. Oh, and okay, yeah, good call, good move by Kurtis there. Okoye did scoot out of the way, and now she is out of range of the grunts getting to double attack. Are they gonna do a short advance and kill and like get them in and kill themselves in order to get rerolls? They might consider it. If they do that, Red Skull has that much more of a likelihood of being able to get that short advance. Oh no, there's no leadership anymore because Malekith is gone. So is Beta Ray Bill outside of 3 of Red Skull? He must be because he didn't move. He did 2 spender attacks into Malekith and didn't move. So Red Skull, I believe, still has range 3 on Beta Ray Bill. So now the question was that the auto kill attack or was that just the regular 4 dice with a single reroll? We've got 4 into. We have 4 dice into 3 with both with a reroll. And that's not going to do it. Okoye does it again. Damn, Okoye. Curtis's favorite model, or his favorite model, is Okoye. I think that I talked to him previously, and he said that, and it's probably true, is that Okoye is very likely his most played model, and on top of, or one of them at least, and he's probably played Okoye more than anyone else in the world, potentially. So, let's see what happens now. This is Red Skull going into Beta Ray Bill. Kurtis rolls 3 crits and a shield. Someone stop this man. We have a 5 block on Bill. And that's no damage. What are we? Yeah, and now we're seeing another Blitz Strike into Bill, I would imagine here. Alright, so I'm guessing Kurtis is going to roll another casual 2 crits here. Let's see if that connects. And he gets... Okay, so only 1 crit this time. And it converts. Of course it converts. Kurtis is making all the right decisions here with how he rolls his dice. Oh man, that must be... these games are incredibly challenging to keep to keep from not tilting on when you mathematically should do more than... What's this? Is 5 into 2 with covers, 5 into so 5 into 3 is 2. Take 1. When you you feel like you should do more than 1 damage on 2 6 dice counting blank attacks, and you don't, is like is just difficult to accept at the time that it's happening. Yes, exactly, Brady, you get it. Kurtis just chose to roll good, and it was a very viable strategy for this game. Okay. Emma is going into Baron Zemo. We're gonna see a spender. That's what we're seeing us 8 dice. Okay. What the fuck? Okay. Is Zemo just dead? He's dead. Okay. Yep. So Emma just one-shots Baron Zemo. This game. Yeah. Let's see what happens. Asa still has a chance. But yes, of course. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. I don't know what to say, guys. This is like Kurtis's dice are just being real. This is actually really dumb. This might be a concession. Actually, I would not be surprised. Concession. All right, we're gonna jump in right now.
There's not much you can do there.
It
was always a gamble taking, do it like not doing Mal first there. So
yeah. I know.
Hey guys, thanks for the game, and as I appreciate you opting to not roll as good as you probably should have, and opting to make the game go quicker because of that. It's a little. I appreciate that, but ultimately, it's kind of a huge bummer, of course, for the dice to not hit your expectations, and then on the other side, you see just like 5 casual blocks from Bill. What were your thoughts on What are your thoughts on going against the Hellfire list and the Crisis draw? So, like, what were your early thoughts on the situation?
I'll be honest, it wasn't too worried about. I thought we were just going to smash up in the middle, which is kind of what happened. Probably made a mistake there not doing Mal first. I'm not too sure. I thought he might be able to hold up for 1 turn on the Researcher, for 1 activation, sorry, but obviously it wasn't to be. But also, Kurtis did pretty good holding back all his defensive tech, just in case Ava did anything out of the ordinary. But I always felt on the back foot there.
Yeah, that's a tough spot to be. The Alpha Strike potential is so massive in game turning, but then of course, it's if it doesn't go your way, these new characters that have come out in the last year, 18 or whatever, year and a bit or so, or in Ultron's case, 8 months ago or 10 months ago, they're pretty good against the higher threat models in a lot of cases. So it's if you don't get things to go your way early, it's a tough spot to be in.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think there was you got to kind of play that risk and reward game there. Where I kind of left Mal in a precarious position, but I'm just hoping that my skull crit ability kind of let me stay in there a bit longer than it should. But obviously, I didn't have it this time, but it definitely worked in the first couple of games. Well, actually, my first 8 games. But
Right, right.
yeah,
Yeah, well, I mean, I think you made a lot of great decisions, and yeah, there could be a debate as to like which if there was a more optimal decision, but you definitely were making a lot of smart plays and trying to bring the game back. But yeah, it's so yeah, props to you and congrats on making it into the top eight. Obviously, with 280 something players that join the league, to make it to the top eight is definitely something to be proud about. So congrats for making it to this point.
yeah, that's awesome. Thanks, man. Yeah, cheers for Kurtis to jumping on when he could. So I know he's playing pretty early morning, so that's awesome. But yeah, good luck for the rest of the league, Kurtis.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Okay, Kurtis. Yeah, so you brought this squad here. What were your thoughts on the crisis draw? And you opted to not put any characters on your home ambush tokens and opted to put a Koi down the middle. What were your thoughts on early on in the game and your turn one ideas?
Yeah, I mean, I guess going back to the A Force days, I played a lot of this style against Malchus when he was extra scary. So my thought with Okoye was she could go and still contest the back researcher and get the leadership, but she was also in cover and could be within range 2 of the center. Um, my general plan is just to try to spread the damage out as much as possible so I can not lose activations and use my leadership. And I think a lot of my attacks are fairly efficient into Malekith, which is good. And then my dice spiked like crazy and made them even better. So
Right.
that was good. I also thought that this team would be a bit tricky for. It would be tricky for Red Skull because he either has to be collision immune, and I have 3 size 4 throws, or and then he sacrifices his energy defense into Bill and Ultron. So that was good. And then Zemo can have some challenges too with some of the ranged attacks. So I thought this 15, it's my normal researcher team, but I thought it would be like I thought it matched up well against his team, and I just needed to not have a turn where Malekith would spike the daylights out of me and I'd lose a bunch of activations. And then it just really helped that my dice spiked like crazy on offense too, and defense really. Um, Scoundrels was good as well, clearly for just getting me more defense. um,
Yes.
so yeah, I don't know. Sometimes dice just go like that, so it was good.
Yeah, that was it was a lot. Okay. Okoye taking out Malekith there was like pretty much like if you could sum up the game, that's like the perfect way to sum it up is that Okoye is
Pretty
the
much.
one who KO'd Malekith. So with
Just the
a
cherry on
five
top of
on
the game.
five to a 5-on-5 attack roll. So yeah. Okay, well anyway, that's gonna be it for our stream. Thank you very much for letting us watch the game. And congrats to both of you for making it this far, and good luck, Kurtis, in your future matches. But thank you guys very much.
All right,
Cheers.
thanks a lot. Bye.
All right, there we go. The top four are now locked in. We've got Sooner, Schmid, Dan, and Kurtis all playing in this game. It's gonna be it's gonna be crazy. Man, I'm excited. I'm very excited. I've got top four interviews with each of these players getting lined up. Now I have to arrange an interview with Kurtis at this point, and I'm hoping to put all those out tonight around midnight my time. And I'm in the Eastern time zone, if anyone didn't know, and that's gonna be going out. So let's frickin' do this thing. The top four, man. Let's go. I'll catch you guys in the next one.